banter. Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Cheers, Vanessa. Hello, good afternoon. Well, now today, Thursday, 4th of August, 2016, and live till 5, it's The Big Show. Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hello.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Now playing everywhere.
Shadows grow so long before my eyes, and they're moving across the page. Suddenly the day turns into night, far away from the city, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love you every day. Wanna tell you I love you every day. Wanna be with you night and day. Moon appears to shine in the sky with the help of some firefly. Wonder how they have the power to shine, shine, shine. I can't see them under the pine, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love you every day. Wanna tell you I love you wanna be with you night and day. Ooh, yeah. But don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait.
All together.
I can see the sunset in your eyes, brown and gray. You besides, clouds are stalking islands in the sun. Wish I could buy one out the season, but don't hesitate, 'cause your love won't wait. Ooh, baby, I love you
You might feel that you want to get involved with the programme. You can email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Get with the programme. Text 88291 and tweet us at BBC Radio 2 for Steve Wright in the afternoon. Hello. Thursday afternoon. There's Peter Frampton, Baby, I Love Your Way. And so to the hands up. Hands Hands up if you've found a woozy wasp in your turnips. What a coincidence, so have I. All right, thank you. Hands up if you can't wait for the official start to the Olympics tomorrow. Rio. It's very exciting. Hands up if you're thinking of buying a new car. Really? And finally, hands up if you've recently consumed an entire plate of eels. Why?
Oh, I could hide neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaven razor's cold and it stings. Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on his steed. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without $1 to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream
Excuse me, are these your minkies?
and a homecoming queen?
What? Monkey's Daydream Believer.
You stand right in the afternoon on the BBC.
Yeah, less humid and windy than yesterday, particularly over England and Wales. Mainly sunny, but with a chance of showers which might turn thundery. That will turn thundery. Feeling warm in the sunshine, a high of 22 in London today. That's the high in London. The showers tonight will ease away, leaving a dry night in most places. That's your weather. Good afternoon, big show on the air.
BBC Radio 2.
Fixing up a car, driving it again, searching for the water, hoping for the rain. Up and up, up and up. Down upon the canvas, working in a meal, waiting for a chance to pick an Irish field. Up and up, up and up. See a bird form a diamond in a rough. See a bird soaring high, but the flood is in your blood. It's in your blood. Underneath the storm, an umbrella saying, sitting with the boys that takes away the pain. Up and up, up and up. Saying, we gon' get it together right now. We're gonna get it together somehow. We're gonna get it together and fly. Oh, we gon' get it together right now. We're gonna get it together and flow. We're gonna get it together and go. Up and up and up. Lying in the gutter, aiming for the moon, trying to empty out the ocean with a spoon. Up and up, up and up. You see the fire staring in every seed. Angels in the marble waiting to be free. Just need love, just need love. When the going is rough, say we gon' get it together right now. We're gonna get it together somehow. We're gonna get it together and fly. Oh, we gon' get it together right now. We're gonna get it together and flow. We're gonna get it together and go. But you can say what is fire for it. Close your eyes, take a risk. You can say it's mine. Clench your fist, see the sunrise as it
Get yourself a shout out. You can email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. You can text 88291, please, and tweet us at BBC Radio 2. There's Coldplay and Up and Up. News of the day, UK interest rates have been cut from 0.5% to 0.20 or 25%. And the Bank of England has signalled that they could go lower if the economy worsens. The bank announced a range of measures to stimulate the UK economy, including a £100 billion scheme to force banks to pass on the low interest rate to households and businesses. Holiday destinations today: Madeira, Portugal, sunny and 26. Costa Brava, Spain, mostly sunny and 29. Ibiza, Balearics, sunny and 30. Some proper jogging going on there later. Paris, France, light cloud and 18. Rhodes, Greece, hot and sunny and 32. And Western Supermare, sunny, mainly dry, 18.
Dixon, I am a Geordie boy. Glass of wine with you, sir, and the ladies I'll enjoy. Old Durham and Northumberland is measured up by my own hand. It was my fate from birth to make my mark upon the earth.
He calls me Charlie Mason, stargazer am I. It seems that I was born to chart the evening sky. They'd cut me out for baking bread, but I had other dreams instead. This baker's boy from the West Country would join the Royal Society. We are sailing to Philadelphia, a world away from the coldy tide. Sailing to Philadelphia, good surveyor Dixon, but I swear you'll make me mad. The West will kill us both, you gullible Geordie lad. You talk of liberty, how can America be free? A Geordie and a baker's boy in the forests of the Iroquois.
Now hold your head up, Mason, see America lies there. The morning tide has raised the capes of Delaware. Come up and feel the sun, a new morning is begun. Another day will make it clear why your star should guide us here. We are sailing to Philadelphia, a world away from the coaly tide. Sailing to Philadelphia to draw the line. The Mason-Dixon line. The Mason-Dixon line.
Sailing on the shore, the Liberty Bell, and the OJs. Sailing to Philadelphia. That's beautiful. Mark Knopfler, James Taylor.
However you plan to spend your time this summer, don't be without Giles Peterson's definitive guide to the sounds of Brazil.
Celebrating the beauty, the goodness, the depth of Brazilian music.
I just got back from Brazil.
There's so much to Brazil, from the bossa nova to the baile funk. I'm going to try and feature as many different aspects of Brazilian music here on BBC Radio 2. I'm going to be playing new music from some of my favourite and most influential musicians to come out of Brazil.
Giles Peterson's definitive guide to the sounds of Brazil.
Join me for Musica Brasileira.
Tuesday night from 10 on BBC Radio 2.
Okay, 2:21 in Great Britain. This is Radio 2. Here's Al Stewart, Time Passages.
Late in December, the sky turned to snow. All around the day was going down slow. Night like a river beginning to flow. I felt the beat of my mind go drifting into time passages. Yes, go falling in the fading light. Time passages. A ticket on the last train home tonight. Well, I'm not the kind to live in the past. The years run too short and the days too fast. The things you lean on are things that don't last. Well, it's just now and then my line gets cast into these time passages. There's something back there that you left behind. Oh, time passages. Buy me a ticket on the last train home tonight. Don't know why you should feel that there's something to learn. It's just a game that you play. picture is changing now. You're part of a crowd. They're laughing at something. The music's loud. A girl comes towards you. You once used to know. You reach out your hand, but you're all alone in those time passages. I know you're in there. You're just out of sight. Oh, time passages.
Al Stewart, Time Passages.
Buy me a ticket on
2:25 on the radio. Steve, can you say hi and thanks to my husband Chris as he drives us from Chester to Bude in Cornwall today? Great. Thanks for a good show. That's from Colette on the M6. Thank you, Colette. Hope you have a good holiday, good time. This says, Stevie, you're the man. Thank you. Who's that from? It's somebody I know. Steve, this is the Reevely family on holiday in Javier in Spain. Just to say, loving the show, but seriously, baking. No G here in Costa Brava, in the Costa Brava sun. And Steve, just been to Whitby for fish and chips. Now back to York for a pint or two. That's love from Ruth. Good luck, Ruth. Here's what's up. One of our favourite guests, Jonathan Price, telling us about the 25th anniversary gala of Miss Saigon. There's Dominic Sandbrook, historian, who's got a new BBC Two series, which airs tonight, in fact, looking at the 1980s. So you're talking Mrs. Thatcher, mobile phones, yuppies, and Chicken Kiev. Tim Smith, Janie Lee Grace, Orna Merchant with the traffic, Sonali Shah with the sport, and the oldies by Shane Lawrenson in Johnston.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Can't help about the shape I'm in. I ain't pretty and my legs are thin.
Can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answers that you want me to. Now when I talked to God, I knew he'd understand. He said, stick by me and I'll be your guiding hand. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to.
Fleetwood Mac. Oh well, part 1. It's precisely 2:30.
These are the women whose voices I love.
Nell Bryden presents a showcase of the finest female vocalists ever.
Each week I look at a different genre of music made by these wonderful women. And next up I turn my attention to rock. What really links all of these angels of rock is they have something incredibly unique, a sense of identity that just grabs you by the throat. And that's why they are my angels of rock.
Nell's Angels, a tribute to the greatest voices of all time.
Monday nights from 10 on BBC Radio 2.
All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been and how I got to where I am. Oh, but these stories don't mean anything. You've got no one to tell them to. It's true. I was made for you. I climbed across the mountain top, swam across the ocean blue. I crossed over lands and I broke all the rules. And baby, I broke them all for you. Oh, and the sea, but when I was like broke, you made me feel like $1 million you do. I was made by you. You see the smile, it's on my mind. It's hiding the words that don't come out. All of my friends who think that I'm blessed, they don't know my life is a mess. No, they don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I've been through like you do. I was made for you. All of these lines across my face tell you the story of who I am. So many stories of where I've been. And now I get to where I am. Oh, but these stories don't mean anything. You've got no.
It's Leanne Rhymes and the story. Email steve.wright@bbc.co.uk. Text 88291. Tweet us at BBC Radio 2. Marky's on at 5 Mark Goodyear, sitting in for Simon, joined by Nigel Barton, who's cooking Goan-style dressed crab. I don't know what it's dressed as. That's for Foodie Thursday. Bob Harris Country. At 7, Joe Wiley at 8, the Radio 2 Art Show with Gemma Kearney. That's at 10. Tell you about that later. Thank you. Christine and the Queens. Look, everyone, it's Tilted.
Could I wait before Methuselah? So I'll fight sleep with ammonia. And every morning we fight so bad. I miss them for the tears they shed. But I'm actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we're weak. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good, can't help it if we're tilted. while singing their thoughts. I match them with my euphoria. When they said je suis plus folle que toi. But I'm actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good. Can't help it if we. I am actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted.
Noé et la manne, on est de sortie. Pire qu'une simple moitié, on compte à demi-demi. Pile sur un des bas-côtés comme des origamis. Le bras tendu pareil.
Well, that's easy for you to say.
Ces enfants bizarres, crachés dehors comme par hasard, cachant l'effort dans le griffoir. Et une creepy song en étendard qui fait
I'm doing my face with a magic marker. I'm in my right place. Don't be a downer. I'm doing my face with a magic marker. I'm in my right place. Oh, I am actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good. Can't help it if we. I am actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good. Can't help it if we're tilted. I am actually good. Can't help it if we. I am actually
Let's bring on Tim Smith and Janie Lee Grace, and we'll do the factoids. And Tim, what you got there?
The vocabulary of the average adult human being consists of between 5,000 and 6,000 words.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Donald Trump there. 1955, the latest avant-garde play from Paris. This is an actual news report. Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot provoked a mixed response from its first night audience in London last night. About half of those present, it's an actual report, an actual review, half of those present gave up on the nonsensical dialogue and absence of plot and walked out before the end.
I loved Waiting for Godot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
They didn't get it, did they?
No, I guess not. 3 months of our lives are spent stuck in stationary traffic. That's around 38 hours a year.
I know.
Yeah, I'm 25, methinks.
Oh, absolutely. Even last Sunday.
You know Tommy Steele?
Yeah, I do. Half a sixpence.
Regarded as Britain's first great rock and roll idol, he was also the first rock and roll star to be made into a waxwork at Madame Tussauds.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fascinating. Here is Janie Lee Grace again.
It was this day in 1999 that it was announced that passport fees would be introduced.
The human eye can distinguish roughly 10 million different colours or shades of colours.
How long do you think, both of you twos, it takes for us to fall asleep? How long?
Oh, well, I think it takes quite a long time, but I reckon you're going to say about 7 minutes.
It is 7 minutes, yeah.
I've heard that before, but I don't believe that.
Well, I don't believe it, and also it's quite difficult, isn't it, to work out how much sleep you get? Because let's say you go to bed at 11 o'clock. You're not quite sure what time you actually fell asleep. And then let's say that you get up at 7. Okay, and then you don't remember getting up, or you don't remember being awake in the middle of the night. You can't really work out how much sleep you've had.
Well, you can if you can remember. What do you mean you can't remember getting up in the middle of the night? You wake up, say, at 4 o'clock, you go to the toilet, you come back to bed. You've then got to estimate how long you're awake for and how long it is before you go back to sleep. I grant you, it is difficult, but it can be done.
But what difference does it make? As long as you feel okay, it doesn't really matter. It's no point in keep looking at the clock, is it? It's just a case of, do you feel okay, or do you know you've had a completely restless night and you feel rubbish?
No, I disagree. If you think that you've had a good night's sleep,
You probably
then
have.
you will have.
No, well, what? No, then you need to do that bit in advance. You need to plan to have a good night's sleep.
I really find that I'm able to get to sleep really easy. I just put on...
Here we go.
I just put on a podcast of Tim's Radio Oxford show.
Factoids.
Don't have a lot, but with me that's fine. Whatever I got, well, I know it's mine. I don't go around with a local crowd. I don't dig what's in, so I guess I'm out. I'm saying these things so you know me, baby. So you understand what I'm all about. The bump that I roll. tell me what to say. I choose my own side and I like it that way. I don't worry about all the things I'm done. There's only one thing I want I ain't got. You know that I'm thinking about you, baby. But you better know before you come along. The boat that I row won't cross no ocean. The boat that I row won't get to the sea. But I got the love if you got the motion. The boat that I row's big enough to me and you. I'm saying these things so you know me, baby. So you understand what I'm all about. The boat that I row won't cross no ocean. The boat that I row won't get to the sea. But I got the love if you got the motion. The boat that I row's big enough for two, me and you. The boat that I row won't cross no ocean. The boat that I row won't get to the sea.
Very cool song, that. Lulu, the boat that I row. Sounds like a Neil Diamond song to me. Well, now, as you've heard, UK interest rates cut from 0.5% to 0.25%, a record low, and the first cut since 2009. That's the big story of the day. The Rio 2016 Olympics continue. Well, they're not really officially open yet, but they're continuing, with men's football ahead of the official opening tomorrow. Iraq play Denmark, Honduras play Algeria, Brazil play South Africa, Fiji play South Korea, Portugal play Argentina, Sweden play Colombia, Mexico play Germany, Nigeria play Japan. And in tonight's Europa League qualifiers, West Ham play Slovenian side Domžale at the Olympic Stadium in London, which will be West Ham's first game on their new ground. National Press Club hold their annual Journalism Awards dinner in Washington, D.C. Pan American Plants and Bioenergy meeting starts in Santa Fe, which is a most beautiful place, Santa Fe. My daughter used to go to university there. She's at a different uni now in America, but Santa Fe used to visit all the time.
Where is that, New Mexico?
It's New Mexico, and it's desert, and it's Native Americans, and it's cowboys, and it's great weather, and it's just a fantastic place. The Liverpool Loves Festival has started. The Belladrum Tartan Heart Festival on in Inverness. The Darkness headline tonight. And Radio 1 start their annual Ibiza weekend with Annie Mac broadcasting live from Ibiza.
BBC Radio 1 Summer of Dance. Summer of Dance.
This is BBC Radio 1 in Ibiza.
Look at me, King of the Cross Trail. What you got over there?
Lazy summer days wipe out PE gains. That's the headline. Today's children are far less active during summer holidays than term time, with fitness gains achieved during the school year wiped out in just 6 weeks, a major studies found. Research on more than 400 children in 14 schools found that during the academic year, they made steady improvements in their fitness levels, but progress was reversed completely during lazy summer holidays in which PE lessons and walks to school were replaced with long days hunched over gadgets. Well, I've actually got one of each, because one of my sons is exactly that, hunched over gadgets.
Right.
But the other one has just gone on a complete fitness regime, joined a gym, and it's freaking me out somewhat, except that I cannot keep up with the amount of food he wants to eat.
I don't wish to pry, but has he found a nice girlfriend?
No, he's into his gym at the moment. What's that got to do with it?
Well, getting in shape.
Maybe.
You didn't even think of that, did you?
Of that.
Yeah?
No, he's into kind of bulking up at the moment. It's a bit of an Arnie's thing, he wants
really?
to lift weights and eat lots of protein.
Oh, yeah, those big jars of thing, like Popeye.
Yeah, exactly. I won't let him have that. No, he's got to have proper protein, real food.
Yeah. Well, my brother used to do that.
Talking about tins of spinach.
No.
Down with the Complan. All right, now, talking of food, there's a great thing earlier in the Daily Mail here, and it's a piece by Fiona McRae, senior editor here, and she is quoting Dr. Dwayne Miller of the University of Nottingham. Superfoods are marketing gimmicks, and they've got some opinions here from the doctor. So there's wheatgrass juice shots, Janie.
Yeah.
And I'll let you respond as I read these through. And remember, this is a doctor's opinion.
Yeah.
The claim is it floods the tissues with life-giving oxygen. The verdict, a whole lot of nonsense. Baobab powder.
I thought you said you were going to ask me for my response.
What do you think?
I absolutely 100% disagree that it's nonsense. I think wheatgrass is fantastically good for you. It's got massive benefits. Whole load of vitamins, minerals in it. And if you have one little shot in with a smoothie, you can just see how you feel your energy change. Just try it. Try it yourself, honestly.
Right. Okay, thank you for that. Baobab powder, I don't know what that means. Claim boosts energy and immunity. Verdict, nothing you can't get elsewhere.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, probably.
You'd agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, blueberries. Claim cut the risk of heart disease. Verdict, no better than any other berries.
Well, it depends at what berries are around and in season, doesn't it? I would say blueberries are probably better for you than strawberries that have been flown halfway across the world, but it's a case of berries being in season, isn't it?
Yeah, goji berries. Claim boosts immunity, peps up libido, and protects against heart disease and cancer. Verdict, they're just a berry. Chia seeds. Claim packed with health and brain-boosting omega-3 fatty acids. Verdict, good, but salmon is better.
Well, it's a really interesting verdict because how easy is it to eat chia seeds in with just about everything? You can shove them on your porridge that you have at most days. You like your organic porridge. You can shove them in with cereal. You can have it on salad. You can have it in as a snack.
No
in
taste,
nuts.
though.
But the point is you're getting a load of omega-3s, whereas in an average week, count how much salmon you're going to eat.
Yeah.
So answer, maybe salmon is great, but you're not going to be able to eat anything like as much.
Yeah, I go to one of those places on Tottenham Court Road here in London where they put chia in most of the little meals. You know the place? You know the place.
Yeah, I know the
won't
place.
say the name of it. I nearly did.
I know
actually.
the place. Go on, you got more there. Is there still more stuff I should be eating?
I'll do one more for you, Tim. Dark chocolate. Claim chemicals in cocoa beans regulate blood pressure. Verdict, fine occasionally, but no health reason to gorge.
Well, yeah, but you don't gorge if it's, like really dark chocolate, high percentage cacao, like 80% raw cacao. You don't gorge on that because it doesn't taste super sweet and full of a load of fillers.
Yeah.
So you would tend to have 1 or 2 squares maybe, max. And so in that instance, it's really good for you.
Anthony, our producer, brought me back because he knows I like chocolate and he knows I'm on a bit of a health kick. So he brought me back on Monday from Germany, I believe. Some lovely dark chocolate.
Lovely.
It's all finished by tea time.
You don't have to look good on it, though.
Thanks. Jonathan Price with us later and Dominic Sandbrook talking about the 80s.
Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? How the music can free her whenever it starts, and it's magic. If the music is groovy and makes you feel happy like an old-time movie, I'll tell you about the magic and it'll free your soul. But it's like trying to tell a stranger about a rock and roll. Believe in magic. Don't bother to choose if it's jug band music or rhythm and blues. Just go and listen. It'll start with a smile that won't wipe off your face, no matter how hard you try. Your feet start tapping and you can't seem to find how you got there. So just blow your mind. If you believe in magic, come along with me. We'll dance until morning till there's just you and me. And maybe if the music is right, I'll meet you tomorrow so late at night. And we'll go dancing, baby, then you'll see how the magic's in the music and the music's in me. Yeah. Do you believe in magic? Yeah. Believe in the magic of a young girl's soul. Believe in the magic of a rock.
That is the Lovin' Spoonful and Do You Believe in Magic? Smashing. Now with traffic, here's Orna Merchant.
Thanks very much, Steve. Well, time we'll start with this with the A695. This is the Blaydon Highway. It's been closed on the eastbound side between the Blaydon roundabout and Tundry Way, all because a lorry hit the railway bridge yesterday. Possibility, though, it will be closed for the rest of today. And a call from Emily and Ian on the A1M and the Doncaster bypass. Actually, they're not together, they're separate. But passing Doncaster, you will find long delays. This is all because of an accident. Queues are backing up way past the M18, but the accident itself is near the A638 and junction junction 38 at Red House. The M6 Staffordshire queue still there northbound because of the earlier closure. This is where the lorry fire was, so emergency repairs still underway. One lane closed, that's junction 15 to junction 16, but the queues go back to junction 14 at Stafford North. We've got the West Midland queues there on the northbound side of the M6 at junction 5 at Castle Bromwich, really slow, backing up to the M42 after a broken down lorry. But the M25 queues are easing on the clockwise side now around the Surrey section. The number for your updates, 03700 100 200.
Appreciate it.
It's me again, wouldn't you know things would have to end this way. I did my best, the perfect guest knew when to go, perfect you knew when to stay. Come on, tell me that you're lonely, dear. I've been feeling down some too. After all this time now, ain't it clear? I've been waiting just for you. Oh, to make you know, baby. Ooh, to show you that I care. Got to have your number, baby. Can't you see the people? To be standing there, can't you see it in my eyes? Ooh, you got me acting like a fool, girl. Ooh, stop making like a little schoolgirl. Could be your lucky day, baby. Ooh, talk.
Some more news and bits and bobs here. Electric car charging stations will outnumber petrol stations by 2020, a car company has predicted. Although I did see a place down the road in Marylebone the other day where they'd nicked the wire. Somebody had cut through the wire, nicked the wire, yeah. The thing. You think, that's a bit unnecessary. There are more than 4,100 charging stations, many with multiple points, up from a few hundred in just 2011. The number of petrol stations, however, has fallen for decades, down from 38,000 in 1970 to 8,500. Why didn't they think, back in the old days, by the way, why didn't they think of having supermarkets at petrol stations before?
I don't know. It does seem to be a thing that's only happened in, the last 20 years, 25 years, yeah. Because now, you go to a petrol station, it's like going to a holiday village, isn't it? I mean, you've got everything. It's true. You've got outlets, you've got shops. I stopped in one over by Beaconsfield on the M40.
Yeah.
First time I'd ever been there. It's only been open about 5 years. You've got everything there apart from a bowling alley.
So are you talking about services or just a petrol
services,
station? Yeah, they are. They're like centre parks without the lake.
They are.
Because in the old days, you used to say, have you got a toilet? And you used to say, no, that's for us. Do you remember?
At the back. Can we have the key? You getting petrol? No, you can't use the toilet there.
Yeah, but you can use the toilet now. And as you say, you want the bowling alley, mate?
Yeah. It's a bit of a captive audience, though, isn't it? And because of that, have you noticed how the prices vary? Even from high street chains where you know exactly how much you pay for your coffee.
I know. But I think that the oil companies now can't get away with it so much anymore because we're all over them when they start putting petrol up. When oil prices go down, they put the petrol price up. We know. We're all over it.
No, but they still seem to charge slightly more at service stations than anywhere else.
Yeah.
I think they must be buying different barrels of oil, because it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah, where are you getting that oil from then, mate? Sherry Hewson broke down in tears as she quit Loose Women live on the air after 13 years. The ex-Corrie star said she would leave the ITV show in September to focus on her acting. Good luck to her. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has insisted that his campaign is united despite reports of deep divisions in the party after he made a series of missteps. Speaking at a rally in Florida, Mr. Trump said the campaign was doing really well. A US media outlet said it was in turmoil after Mr. Trump repeatedly attacked the parents of a fallen US soldier. You're on Steve Wright in the afternoon. Jonathan Pryce, one of our all-time favourite guests, great actor, telling us about the 25th anniversary gala of Miss Saigon later. And a guy called Dominic Sandbrook, historian, who's got a new BBC Two series looking at the 80s.
But Britain in the 80s was a very different place from Britain in the 30s. A much more fragmented, individualistic society in which people no longer felt a strong sense of loyalty to their local community. And yet, the surprising thing, it was precisely that sense of community spirit that the Brixton riots did much to revive.
This is Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Since I've been gone, you've had your normal changed. But my love for you, boy, still remains the same. I've been loving you, and you've been loving me for so long. Baby, what's wrong? So I'm asking, baby, 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 please let me have your number. Baby, 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 please let me have your number. Yeah. I'm sorry you couldn't call me when you got home. But other fellas kept on calling while you were gone. Well, so I had the number changed, but I'm not acting strange. Welcome home. Nothing's wrong. So I'm saying, baby, 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 you can have my private number. Yes, you can. Baby, 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 please let me have your number. Yes, you can now. Baby, 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 you can have my private number. Yes, you can. Yes. Baby, 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 you can have my private number. Oh, yes. Baby, 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 you can have my private number. You can have it. Yes. Baby, 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 please let me have your number.
Just coming up to 3 o'clock in the United Kingdom, there's Beverly Knight and Jamie Cullum, Private Number. And you're hearing it on The Big Show on Radio 2. And coming up right after the news, the non-stop oldies chosen by Shane Lawrenson in Johnston, Scotland.
BBC News at 3 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. The Bank of England is cutting interest rates for the first time since 2009 in response to signs of an economic slowdown. The Monetary Policy Committee voted unanimously to reduce the cost of borrowing to 0.25%. The bank also announced a range of measures to stimulate the economy, including a scheme to force banks to pass on the low interest rate to households and businesses. The Liberal Democrat Treasury spokeswoman Lady Kramer said it reflected the problems caused by the decision to leave the EU.
I am really concerned that the government seems to be incredibly complacent over this process. Mark Carney, thank goodness, is there acting, trying to be effective as he can, but all that he can do is triage. And at the same time, we've got companies slowly now, but with gathering pace, making long-term decisions about contracts, jobs, how their future's going to be shaped. And they're doing it in a vacuum that essentially is just dominated by gloomy news.
The Metropolitan Police say it's likely that last night's knife attack in London, in which an American woman was killed, was triggered by mental health issues. A 19-year-old Norwegian man of Somali origin has been arrested. But officers say there's no evidence of radicalisation. 2 of the 5 people who were injured are still in hospital. Taliban militants in Afghanistan have ambushed a minibus carrying 12 tourists, including 8 Britons. At least 6 people have been injured. The group were being escorted by the Afghan army when they were targeted in the western province of Herat. Our correspondent in Kabul, Inayat Yassini, says it's not clear why they were permitted to travel there.
Nobody knows why they were allowed. This route is very not suitable for travelling, particularly for foreigners. If you travel there, you will be spotted, you will be everybody will know you. Tourism is in Afghanistan, unfortunately, the war has caused a lot of trouble for tourism industry.
Police in Norfolk have released footage of a man being struck by a car in a hit-and-run incident in an attempt to identify the vehicle and driver involved. The victim broke his pelvis in the incident in North Walsham last month. Joe Black reports.
The footage captured from a CCTV camera shows what's thought to be a blue Peugeot 307 driving into a car park. As 3 men walk through the car park, the car hits one of them. The impact causes the man to fly around 15 feet into the air. As he hits the ground, the car turns in a circle and a second attempt is made to drive at him again. But the 30-year-old manages to get out of the way just in time. Norfolk police say they realise some people will find the footage distressing, but they've released the pictures to see if anyone can provide information.
The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry have recorded a special good luck message for British athletes competing in the Olympic Games in Rio. The 3 royals say they can't wait to watch everyone take part. BBC News at 3:03. Our next at 4.
Thank you. Thanks, Adam.
88 and 91 FM.
Got the oldies coming up.
BBC Radio 2.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Now, the Non-Stop Oldies, brought to you daily by Steve Wright in the afternoon.
In the men who spur the song
segue coming up to beat all segues.
Nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. Darkness wakes and stirs imagination. Silently the senses abandon their defenses, helpless to resist the notes I write, for I compose the music of the night. Slowly, gently, night unfurls its splendor. Grasp it, sense it, tremulous and tender. Hearing is believing, music is deceiving. Hard as lightning, soft as candlelight. Dare you trust the music of the night? Close your eyes, for your eyes will only tell the truth. And the truth isn't what you want to see. In the dark it is easy to pretend that the truth is what it ought to be. Softly, deftly, music shall caress you. Hear it, feel it, secretly possess you. Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot fight. The darkness of the music of the night. Close your eyes, start a journey through a strange new world. Leave all thoughts of the world you knew before. Close your eyes and let music set you free. Only then can you belong to me. Floating, falling, sweet intoxication. Touch me, trust me, savor each sensation. Let the dream begin, let your darkest side give in to the power of the music that I write. The power of the music of the You alone can make my song take flight. Help me make the music of the night.
Wow. Michael Crawford, of course, the music of the night. Before that, The Who. And, of course, that's from Phantom. And these oldies picked out by Shane Lawrenson. I beg your pardon? Shane Lawrenson in Johnston, Scotland. That's enough now, Michael. Thank you very much. Steve, my name is Shane and I live in Johnston, which is not far from Paisley in Scotland. I married my beautiful wife, Sandra, and I have a 19-year-old daughter from a previous marriage whose name is Samantha. Oh, and I can't not mention my dog, Loki, who's a German Shepherd. I work part-time for Morrison's, the supermarket in the warehouse, and my hobbies are watching football and playing lawn bowls. Thank you, Steve, for playing my oldies.
I won't laugh at you when you boo-hoo-hoo, 'cause I love you. I can't turn my back on the things you like, 'cause I love you. I just like the things you do. Don't you change the things you do. Clown and you put me down, I still love you. I just like the things you do. Don't you change the things you do.
Set of oldies from Shane Lawrenson in Johnston. That's Slade, Slade, 'Cause I Love You. And this is Whiskey in the Jar.
She swore that you loved me, never would you leave me. But the devil take that woman, for you know she treat me easy. But she ring, dum-a-do-dum-a-da. Wait for my daddy, oh. Wait for my daddy, oh. There's whiskey in the jar, oh. And some men like a violin, and some men like to hear a cannonball rolling. With me, I like sleeping, especially in my mindless chamber. But here I am in prison, here I am with a ball and chain, yeah. Much a ring, dum-a-do-dum-a-da. Wait for my daddy, oh. Wait for my daddy, oh. There's whiskey in the jar.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Top of the afternoon to you. Whiskey in the jar. Thin Lizzy. This is Steve on the big show. Playing the non-stop oldies now. Nancy Sinatra. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
You keep saying you got something for me.
Ha!
Something you call love, but confess. You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin'. And now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin'. And you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a-changin'. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing. And you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
I hear that the video of her doing that on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In back in the 60s inspired Mike Myers to write Austin Powers. Yeah, baby. Right. It's Johnny Cash now.
Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire.
On the Non-Stop Oldies,
burns,
Johnny Cash.
Burns, burns.
Ring of Fire.
The ring of fire.
Well, less humid and windy than yesterday, particularly over England and Wales. Mainly sunny, but a chance of showers which might turn thundery. Feeling warm in the sunshine, a high of 22 in London. Then tonight the showers will ease away, leaving a dry night.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend.
The Non-Stop Oldies.
We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we've climbed hills and trees, learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, pretty girls are everywhere. Think of me and I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time. Goodbye, Papa, please pray for me. I was the black sheep of the family. You tried to teach me right from wrong. Too much wine and too much song. Wonder how I got along. Goodbye, Papa, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, little children everywhere. When you see them, I'll be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the wine and the song, like the seasons, have all gone. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
7 key changes in this song.
And the song, like the seasons, have all gone. Goodbye, Michelle, my little one. You gave me love and helped me find the sun. And every time that I was down, you would always come around and get my feet back on the ground. Goodbye, Michelle, it's hard to die when all the birds are singing in the sky. Now that the spring is in the air, with the flowers everywhere, I wish that we could both be there. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun, but the
That is a lot of key changes.
Like the seasons have all gone.
Running off the non-stop oldies, Terry Jack, Seasons in the Sun, a button, a badge on its way. Righty, can you say hello to Des, Scruff, Noel and Sharon on their way to Colstock from Holyhead? Big thanks to all the drivers, Des and Scruff. Steve, seriously sweltering. No G, Valamura in Portugal. Loving the show. Love from the Thompson family by the pool. Steve, loving your show while sunbathing in the Loire Valley. Peter and Claire Harmer from Hindley near Wigan. This says, Gay and Auntie Liv with Amy, Harriet and Zach driving home to Stone on the M6 after a week's sleepover with Granny and Grandad in Lancashire, enjoying the music. And Steve, big shout out to the Blakeys, Blakey, heading to Edinburgh Airport, then flying to Exeter for a wedding. Thank you from Jim Blake. All right, 3:29, got this guy coming on soon.
Next could really only have been born in the early 80s, and its ethos absolutely caught the mood of the day. The shop's publicity hammered home a simple mantra: affordable, collectible, aspirational. And at its heart was that classic 80s obsession with choice, although cleverly the shop rather took the heavy lifting out of it for the ordinary customer. So what they offered was a total concept look.
That's Dominic Sandbrook. I have a concept look myself. Right, here's Orna. What you got?
Well, the A1M in West Yorkshire, first of all, heading south. We've got queues from 43 at the M1 at Hookmoor to 42 at Selby Fort. This is because of an accident. One of the lanes is closed there as well, so it'll affect you between Aberford and heading towards Pontefract as well. The A1M in West Yorkshire heading south, another problem. Near the M62 at junction 41, we had an accident earlier. It has been cleared. The biggest problem we have at the moment, the A1 Doncaster bypass in South Yorkshire. It's heading north, and what's happening is that we've got a problem where it meets the A1M at junction 38 at Red House. So between there and Barnsdale Bar, and traffic's backing up now past the M18. It's having a knock-on effect to the M18 to junction 2 at the A1M. All because of this accident, long delays. 2 lanes still closed. It was blocked though. Knowsley Expressway on Merseyside, Tarbuck Green, and the M62 at junction 6 for Tarbuck Island. We've got traffic looking really slow there, heading away from the M62. Delays also affecting you on the M6 in Staffordshire. This is where we had the earlier closure. The lorry caught fire, a full motorway closure between 15 and 16, Stoke-on-Trent and Crewe. Just 1 lane closed for emergency repairs to the road, which has been damaged. The M42 in Warwickshire heading south, and queues around the M6 toll just heading into the roadworks. And the M25 had a call from Pete. He said it's not clear now because the clockwise side, we've got 2 out of the 3 lanes closed along that stretch there. In fact, actually the 5-lane stretch. So 13 to junction 14, extremely busy. Queues backing up to junction 11 at Chertsey. 03700 100 200 for your updates.
Thank you, Anna.
I always like to think that even if you don't like reggae or you don't know about reggae, that when you tune into the show, you're going to hear something interesting, something special. This music has great history.
Back on BBC Radio 2, David Rodigan.
We're taking you one step closer to the Caribbean. The tropical sounds, the beats from the island of Jamaica.
One step beyond.
This music does stretch back almost 60 years. Wonderful tracks and big hit records. More than enough to home in on wonderful classics and glorious obscurities.
David Rodigan.
Real reggae, rocksteady and ska.
Monday nights from 11.
It's a summer of reggae with me, David Rodigan, here on BBC Radio 2.
Hey, Rodigan, we love you. Man in Hat next.
88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
I love the same old sweet soul legacy. Might be the same old, still sounds good to me. I like the same tunes I always did. Make me feel good, like a little kid. When Levi sings the same old song, everybody's on their feet. How can I be wrong? Might be the same old sweet soul legacy. Might be the same old, still sound good to me. You know, Sam and Dave were the soul men. Sounds as good today as it did back then. Jackie Wilson going higher and higher. Jane Brown set the place on
Face Ain't Mean in a smashing hat, Paul Carrick's Sweet Soul Legacy. Gonna talk the 80s in a mo. Now, Janie Lee Grace and Tim Smith, how long do you think it takes for blood to make one complete circuit of your body once round the
Interesting question.
It is, isn't it?
I would say not as long as you think, maybe 20 minutes.
20 minutes? No.
That's obviously clearly wrong.
That's so way off.
Yeah, it's going to be hours, but...
No.
Oh, it's super quick, is it?
It could be. Think about when you get cut and how quickly the blood comes out. So it's that kind of speed, but you're talking quite fast.
Okay, 3 minutes then. I've got no idea.
Oh.
Go on then, tell us.
6.5 minutes.
One more guess.
Oh, you tell us. Come on, if you're so clever.
I don't know.
No, come on.
60 seconds.
Factoids. BBC Radio 2 on the road this summer. At the end of August, we'll bring you all the highlights from the Whitby Folk Week, while online now.
A special programme of interviews and fantastic live music from the likes of Blazing Fiddles, O'Hooley and Tido, the Songs of Separation project that features Kareem Polwart and Eliza Carthy, and the wonderful Christy Moore.
See you.
BBC Radio 2 at the Cambridge Folk Festival. Spiced cider, inadvisable hats, and a feature of this site, the regular buzz of passing biplanes.
Catch up now on the BBC iPlayer radio app.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Dark in the city, night is a wire. Steam in the subway, up is a fire. Woman, you want me, give me a sign. And can't stop breathing, even closer behind. In touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Smell like a sound, I'm lost in a crowd, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Straddle the line, discord and rhyme. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Mouth is alive, juice is like wine, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Stalk through the forest, too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight side. High blood drumming on your skin, it's so tight. You feel my heat, I'm just a moment behind. In touch with the ground, I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Center the sound, I'm lost and I'm found, and I'm hungry like the wolf. Start on the night.
Now, I'd like to play you something before we talk to our friend here. Have a listen to this.
1979 saw Margaret Thatcher sweep to power, but it also saw the launch of the M&S Chicken Kiev Ready Meal for One. Britain was becoming more fragmented, with more people choosing to live alone and an increase in single-parent families. And more women were embracing the opportunity to work.
Dominic Sandbrook is with us, everybody. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing? All right.
All right, thank you.
Now, you know I'm a fan of yours because you look like somebody that we know, and also because whatever you're doing, you bring it to life and you explain it really nicely to us, I think. Dominic Sandbrook is an historian, author, columnist and television presenter whose BBC documentaries have included Strange Days, Cold War Britain, Let Us Entertain You and the Unearthly History of Science Fiction. In 2012, he presented a series all about the 1970s. His new 3-part series is called The 80s with Dominic Sandbrook, starts tonight on BBC Two. As the name suggests, this time Dominic is examining the 1980s and looking at how and why that decade changed Britain in so many ways, from politics and sport right through to fashion and popular culture. What would you say would be the biggest change in the 80s? Would it be the advent of extreme consumerism?
To some extent, yeah. I think we became a much more materialistic society. We became more aspirational, more individualistic. I think Britain became more dynamic. I think it was more open to change. I think it was more multicultural. But at the same time, it was more competitive, more selfish maybe, more atomized. So in the clip you played, you touched on the chicken Kiev ready meal for one. And that sort of captures it to some extent. It's people living alone, people who are busy working, so they're not cooking. They've got microwaves for the first time. They're eating ready meals in front of the telly. And that sort of home-centred, telly-centred society is, I think, one that the 80s gave us, really.
We wanted more convenience, didn't we, I think, in the 80s. Was it a natural progression from the 70s? Did we see this type of society coming, do you think?
Absolutely. So the chicken Kiev ready meal, 1979. And they'd been working on it for a while. They'd been working on the prototype. You had working women throughout the 1970s, of whom, obviously, Margaret Thatcher was the most famous one. And that was always coming. And I think the 80s was when it really reached fruition and when that trend really sort of crystallised.
For me, I can't say the word 80s without just immediately imagining loads of massive bands, many of whom are still going. I mean, for music, it was an incredible decade, wasn't it?
I think it was. I mean, the 80s music, I love all that new romantic synthesizer stuff. I love
big hair.
The big hair. I love orchestral maneuvers in the dark, Duran Duran, all that I love all that sort of thing. And I think it got a bad press for a long time. But now people actually recognise it for what it is, which is great pop.
And it's good to see you wearing that outfit today.
The flares have stood the test of time.
And my
Big
mullet,
shoulder
of course. And my mullet.
It just looks great from this angle.
The stonewashed jeans.
Excellent. You can't go wrong with those. Mobile phones. When do we get the mobile phones?
So mobile phones come in 1985. New Year's Day 1985 is the first mobile phone call.
Right.
And we have a sequence in the show where I have this mobile phone.
It looks like
and
a massive brick.
Well, no. You see, everyone says, oh, is it like a brick? It's like a wheelbarrow. It's enormous. It's in no way is it mobile. I mean, this thing that we have, I had to have it on my lap. I couldn't hold it. It was so heavy. And the researcher, I was such a wimp, the researcher, when we were filming, had to carry it for me because it's so enormous. Who would have known then the revolution that was coming in communications? People watch films on their mobile phones. People date on their mobile phones in ways that would have been unimaginable.
Tell us about the yuppie.
Well, the yuppie's American in origin.
Right.
Came over to Britain about the phrase in about 84, 85. There was a yuppie handbook you could buy, the right colour braces.
What was he?
Young, upwardly mobile, professional.
Okay.
They were. All the people in those wine bars, in those yuppie wine bars, were women. They were aimed specifically at women who didn't want to go to pubs.
Okay.
So the wine bars had big plate glass windows so you could see inside. So it was unthreatening. You'd have your sort of Chardonnay in a bucket. And it replaced that world, that smoky world. And some pubs literally changed almost overnight into wine bars to cater for these young professional women, often working in the city, who, now had money to burn. They bought their clothes from Next, which came in 82. They went for a glass of wine after work. And that was a new phenomenon. That's a new world that you don't really see in the 60s or the 70s.
We'll listen to another clip from the show. And then when we come back, I think we'll talk about sport, maybe talk about television, maybe talk about some more about music and fashion, what have you. Have a listen.
Previous governments had been terrified of unemployment. So when times were tough, they had pumped money into the economy to prop up consumer demand and to bail out our struggling businesses. But Mrs. Thatcher was different.
Printing more money will lead to more inflation, not to more jobs.
Everything you said, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. We slip and slide as we fall in love, and I just can't
Your after-dinner mints weren't just mints. They were a statement of elegance and sophistication.
That's right.
Your Stog Cubes, a reflection of wholesome family life, with a saucy twist.
Remember Preston.
Entire social groups were now defined not by class or income, but by what they bought, what they ate, and where they shopped.
We're here with Dominic Sandbrook, and we're talking about his programme, The 80s with Dominic Sandbrook. It's on BBC Two tonight at 9 p.m, talking some more about the 80s. Magazines, radio, television, which way were they going? A commercial radio kind of had a bit of a heyday in the 80s.
Of course, yeah.
Were we introduced to satellite television during the 80s?
At the end of the 80s, yes. It was still a tiny, tiny thing, but you had the first stirrings of kind of basically Rupert Murdoch's Sky Revolution coming in right at the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
And before that, you'd have things like Channel 4. You had new newspapers, new magazines. I think for the media, it was a time of great expansion and great competition.
It was also time to be trendy, wasn't it? I mean, trendy was a thing in the 80s, wasn't it? You know, you had to watch Channel 4.
Yeah.
You had to buy the Face.
You mentioned Next, the store Next. I mean, I had a fantastic suit from Next, and that was...
You're wearing it right now.
Absolutely. I'm still trendy, as you can see.
Cords look great on you.
And the hairstyles. I mean, for women, it was the time when you started looking at what superstars did and what Hollywood stars did and trying to replicate hairstyles.
Yeah, I think there's a real obsession with identity in the 80s and remaking yourself and being on trend, as you say, and that sort of desire not to be defined by where you'd been born, but to kind of remake yourself, I think is a very 80s phenomenon. I remember reading the autobiography of Gary Kemp, and he talks about how he spent hours making himself up, getting the costume right before he went out, trying to look spontaneous. Oh, just something I threw together. But, you know, that's a bit like the mods in the 60s.
Yeah.
They're sort of descendants of that.
Was it also the start of a sense of globalisation? Because we were seeing so much more from around the world, weren't we?
I think so. I think there's a definite Americanization. To me, as a child, you know, I was 4.5 when Margaret Thatcher came to power, 16 when she left. And to me, one moment that really stands out in my mind, I mean, I can taste it almost. Well, I can taste it effectively, is when I first went to a McDonald's. And that was my friend's birthday party. And there you have the Americanization of the British high street, of British eating, of British habits. And I think we were becoming a much more globalized country. In the final episode, we have a sequence about IKEA, which came in right at the end of the 1980s. And there you had a shop that was selling the same thing in Malmo, in Milan, in Middlesbrough. There you have the Europeanization of Britain through consumerism.
Tell us what's in the first show tonight. What are you looking at tonight?
So in the first show, we have Delia, we have the advent of Mrs. Thatcher, working women, we have the Brixton riots.
Of course.
We have the recession of the early 80s and the sort of big economic changes. It's sort of looking at that first part of the 80s that in some ways feels a little bit like a hangover from the 70s. So riots, unemployment, industrial unrest, all the rest of it. And it ends with Mrs. Thatcher doing what most people expected she would never do, which is winning re-election. And we also look at things like breakfast TV, snooker, some of these big sort of cultural phenomena.
So we had Alex Higgins, we had Dennis Taylor, Jimmy White, Steve Davis, that was snooker, and we had all the popular football heroes of the day.
John Barnes,
Glenn Hoddle.
Gary Lineker.
Oh, Gary Lineker, of course, when he was a player.
Yes, exactly. Gary Lineker in his previous incarnation. You know, football was the great working class collective game, and football was in terrible trouble in the 80s. Hooliganism, Hillsborough, all the rest of it. And so you have snooker. And I remember, this was the first time my parents let me stay up late to watch TV, the black ball final between Dennis Taylor and Steve Davis in 1985.
Yeah.
And, you know, who would have thought that that game would have 20 million people watching late at night? And part of the reason is I think it's a more individualistic age, and it's individualistic heroes standing alone, you know, at the table in a time when people were celebrating the sort of Lone Ranger type character.
Watched by more people than Dallas.
Yeah, extraordinary, isn't it?
No, you think.
And more people had colour TV as well by then. So
for those of you watching in black and white.
Yes, I like all of that. So, overview then, was it a good era? Was it a terrific time for Britain?
I don't think you can give an answer to that too simply, because quite clearly some people benefited hugely from what happened and some didn't. And that's what makes it unusual as a decade. Times were hard. If you live in a coal mining area, this was a very, very bleak decade. But obviously if you lived in the south of England, if you lived in London, if you were one of the Essex boys who went into the city, times were good. And that's what makes it very hard to give a sort of blanket judgment. You know,
fair enough. No.
Tick, cross. You can't really do that. And that's what makes it fun, actually, to write about. It's so nuanced. It's so challenging.
The first episode of The 80s with Dominic Sandbrook is on BBC Two tonight at 9 p.m. I'm going to be watching. Thanks very very much for coming in. Good to see you again, and we'll see you next time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dominic Sandbrook, everybody. Yeah.
Is the loving in your eyes all the way? If I listen to your lies, would you say I'm a man without conviction? I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell a contradiction. You come and go, you come and go. Come a chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Love will be easy if your colors were like my dream. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Didn't hear your wicked words every day. And you used to be so sweet, I heard you say that my love was an addiction. When we cling, our love is strong. When you go, you're gone forever. You string along, you string along. Come a chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. Every day is like survival. You're my lover, not my rival. I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know how to sell.
Oh, yeah, that was great, all the 80s stuff. There's Culture Club, Karma Chameleon, almost 5-4 in Great Britain. This is Radio 2. Stephen Tim, can I have a shout out on your little show? I had a 150-mile drive for a 5-minute job just on my way home now. Peter in Gretna Green. You didn't get married in 5 minutes, did you? Steve, can you give us a shout out? Just been to Oxford Brookes Uni and now off to Birmingham Uni, having a look round with my son Dominic. Loving the show as always, Caroline. And this tweet says, loving the tunes from Aid McManus driving to Port Stewart, Northern Ireland. You got it. Hello. Now, here's Orna.
Well, we got delays in West Yorkshire, the A1M heading south, and it's still the same. So between Hookmore, the M1, junction 43, and Selby Fork at 42, one of the lanes still closed. It's affecting traffic between Aberford and Pontefract. The A1 Doncaster bypass still going on this one. Northbound queues are extensive, backing up way past the M18. The accident itself happened at Red House at junction 38 at the A1M. So traffic's been backing up for a couple of hours now. 2 lanes are still closed at the scene, but at one point they blocked the whole of the road. So it's having that knock-on effect still to the M18 backing up to junction 2. The M1 in West Yorkshire heading south, we've got a new breakdown. It's at junction 41 at Cargate. Merseyside and the Knowsley Expressway was blocked on the southbound side at Tarbuck Island, the M62 junction 6. That's all because of an accident. The M6, stubborn queues there northbound because of these emergency repairs. The lorry fire happened in the earlier hours between 15 and 16. One lane still closed, Stoke-on-Trent to Crewe. The M42 still queuing through Warwickshire southbound between the M6 toll, junction 9 at Coleshill, and junction 8 linking with the M6, really slow because of roadworks. And the M25 queues continue clockwise with 3 lanes closed out of the 5, 13 stains to 14 at Heathrow Terminal 4. Queues go back to junction 11 at Chertsey. The number for your updates, 03700 100 200.
Thanks, Orna.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. Hey! Now we got problems, and I don't think we can solve them. You made a really deep cut, and baby, now we got bad you could be trusted. Did you have to ruin what was shiny? Now it's all rusted. Did you have to hit me where I'm weak? Baby, I couldn't breathe and rub it in so deep. Salt in the wound like you're laughing right at me. Oh, it's so sad to think about the good times, you and I. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. Now we got problems, and I don't think we can solve them. You made a really deep cut, and baby, now we got bad blood. Did you think we'd be fine? Still got scars on my back from your knife, so don't think it's in the past. These kind of wounds, they last and they last now. Did you think it all through? All these things will catch up to you, and time can heal, but this won't. So if you're coming my way, just don't. Oh, it's so sad to think about the good times, you and I. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. You know it used to be mad love. So take a look what you've done. 'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. Now we got problems, and I don't think we can solve them. You made a really deep cut, and baby, now we got bad blood. Band-aids don't fix bullet holes. You say sorry just for show. If you live like that, you live with ghosts.
Taylor Swift.
Band-aids don't fix bullet holes. You say sorry just for show. If you live like that, you live with ghosts.
I really love what I'm doing right now. Thanks, Taylor. Coming up in the Showbiz cuts, Rafe Spall and Jared Leto bat for lashes. Our guest is the actor, the brilliant Jonathan Pryce. The looks, the voice, the talent. Oh no, that's Tim. There's Orna, there's Janie, there's Adam, there is Tim and Sonali. All on the big show.
Steve Wright in the afternoon. Great
And yes, in the United Kingdom, across planet Earth, this is BBC Radio 2 online, on digital radio, and on 88 to 91 FM.
BBC News at 4 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. The Bank of England has cut interest rates for the first time since the financial crisis 7 years ago. The base rate has been lowered to a new historic low of 0.25% in response to concern about a slowdown in the economy after the vote to leave the EU. The Shadow Chancellor, John McDonnell, said he hoped the government would take advantage of the cut by borrowing more money to invest in projects to boost the economy.
At these interest rates, borrowing is extremely cheap. And what we would see then is the economy growing again, and that borrowing would pay for itself. And it's not just me saying that. It's the IMF, OECD, the TUC, CBI and others are all saying we need to invest now.
Officials in Afghanistan say 8 Britons are among a group of tourists attacked by Taliban militants in the western province of Herat. At least 6 people were injured when gunmen targeted the minibus they were travelling in. The Metropolitan Police say they believe the victims of a knife attack in central London last night were selected at random in a spontaneous act by a man thought to have mental health problems. An American woman was killed and 5 other people were injured in the incident at Russell Square, which is not thought to be linked to terrorism. Angus Crawford reports.
Armed officers arrived in Russell Square, close to the British Museum, within 6 minutes of being called. An American woman in her 60s, who's believed to have been stabbed in the back, was declared dead at the scene. 5 other people from Britain, the US, Israel and Australia received more minor injuries and were treated in hospital. Police used a taser to subdue a 19-year-old Norwegian man of Somali origin, who was later arrested on suspicion of murder. Scotland Yard says the attack was triggered by mental health issues and no evidence of radicalisation has been found.
A lorry driver has been found guilty of causing a crash that killed an off-duty police officer. Peterborough Crown Court heard that Danny Warby had opened a text message on his phone seconds before his vehicle hit a car. The head of Gaza operations for the charity World Vision has been accused of diverting funds to the Palestinian militant group Hamas. Israel's Shin Bet security service says he gave the group up to £5 million a year. Yolande Nell reports.
According to the Shin Bet, some 60% of all funds sent to the Gaza Strip by the Christian charity World Vision were being diverted to Hamas. At a briefing, journalists were told that Mohammed Halabi had been recruited by Hamas to infiltrate the aid organisation over a decade ago. One claim is that a Hamas military base costing £60,000 was paid for in cash from UK donations. In a statement, World Vision said it had regular audits and had no reason to believe the allegations were true.
A British man has appeared in court in Kenya charged with trafficking nearly 100 kilograms of cocaine into the country. Jack Marion, a sugar trader, denied the charge. BBC News at 4:03. Our next at 5.
Thanks, Adam. Now with sport, here's Sonali Shah.
Good afternoon, Steve. I'll start with some football transfer news. Diafra Sakho's move from West Ham to West Brom is off. We've been told he didn't fail his medical last night, but a back problem means he won't be fit for the start of the season. Aston Villa have signed Scotland striker Ross McCormack for £12 million from Championship rivals Fulham. West Ham play their first home match at the Olympic Stadium. They want to overturn a 2-1 deficit to NK Domzali in Europa League qualifying. It's day 2, of course, of the third test between England and Pakistan. They're at tea. Pakistan are 154 for 1 in reply to England's first innings score of 297, so they trail by 143 runs. A strong second wicket stand, and Azhar Ali was actually dropped twice. All 11 Russian boxers and 1 golfer who qualified for the Olympics have been cleared to compete. The Russian weightlifting team and 17 rowers failed to have their bans overturned on appeal to the IOC. Sprinter Adam Jamili has been named Team GB's athletics captain for Rio. The men's football tournament starts today, including defending Olympic champions Mexico against Germany. The Nigerian team will arrive in Brazil just hours before their match after being held up in the States because they thought their plane was too small. And before that, there were problems with how the flight had actually been paid for. Anyway, they're cutting it fine. And Nike are pulling out of making golf clubs, bags and balls. It comes after rivals Adidas announced that they were selling most of their golf business earlier this year.
Thank you very much, Sonali.
Every weekday, Steve Wright in the afternoon. Oh, a happy day.
Fantastic. Oh, happy day. Edwin Hawkins singers on The Big Show. Now Wings, Maybe I'm Amazed on Radio 2.
Baby, I'm amazed the way you love me all the time. And maybe I'm afraid of the way I love you. Baby, I'm amazed the way you pulled me out of time. You hung me on the line. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I really need you. Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Maybe I'm a man, and maybe you're the only woman who can ever help me. Maybe won't you help me to understand? Maybe I'm a man, maybe I'm a lonely man who's in the middle of something that he doesn't really understand. Maybe I'm a man, or maybe you're the only woman who can ever help me. Maybe won't you help me to understand? Maybe I'm amazed at the way you're with me all the time. Maybe I'm afraid of the way I leave you. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you help me sing the song, right me when I'm wrong. Maybe I'm amazed at the way I really need you.
That's Wings and Maybe I'm Amazed. Let's have a look. We got 4:12 now. Gogglebox paid tribute to its former narrator, Carolina Hearn, at the end of last night's show. It finished with the words "in loving memory of Carolina Hearn" written across the screen with "Half the World Away" by Oasis playing over the end credits, a reference to the royal family, which Caroline, of course, wrote and starred in. A film attacking Hillary Clinton has become the year's top-grossing documentary in America. Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party, has been criticised by some, but has actually been endorsed by Donald Trump. What a surprise. On Twitter, hashtag things to do in a waiting room is trending as people discuss how they pass the time. AJ tweets, hashtag things to do in a waiting room, listen to other people's conversations. Oh, you're not allowed to do that. Susan tweets, I like to read posh magazines that advertise things I could never afford. That's compulsory. And Beth tweets, hashtag things to do in a waiting room. Talk really loudly on the phone so everyone knows how popular and important you are. Over on Facebook, people are loving in the video of Leo DiCaprio startling Jonah Hill in the street. Leonardo pretended to be a fan and ran up to Jonah with his camera as they was taking a picture. Leo did make up for it, though, by giving Jonah a big bear hug. Oh, it's smashing. And Rafe Spall has been talking about his new film, Swallows and Amazons, the story of 4 children who have an unexpected adventure on their holiday in the Lake District. Rafe got the lead role in the movie, which is based on the classic book by Arthur Ransom. Here's Rafe.
My character, Jim Turner, it's some people's interpretation that he would be based on Arthur Ransom, the author of the original novel. For that, you have a great wealth of research, something to anchor your characterisation in, because there is a lot of material that exists about Arthur Ransom, and he was an endlessly fascinating character.
And we'll be talking to Rafe about Swallows and Amazons in a couple of weeks. And tomorrow we'll have Will Smith on the programme. Will's in the UK for the European premiere of his new movie, Suicide Squad, which also stars Jared Leto. Jared's happy to act with Will, but not so sure about making music with him.
I think rap and rock can be either the best thing you've ever heard, like Run DMC and Aerosmith, or the worst thing. So you have to be very careful. But Will's a legend, you know. He's been fantastic to work with, and I really appreciate him a lot.
What's that you say, Jared? The nominations for the 25th Mercury Prize for Best Album have been announced today. The nominees, of course, include David Bowie, Laura Mvula, Michael Kiwanuka, Radiohead, and Bat for Lashes. Bat for Lashes is the stage name of Natasha Khan, and she told Lauren Laverne over on Six Music that she's known about her nom for just a couple of days.
I swore several people to utmost secrecy, so I couldn't completely keep it to myself. But yeah, it feels great.
Have to let it out somehow.
Yeah, I was just exploding at home, doing the Running Man in my kitchen. I'm very proud and very thankful, and I just feel like it's surreal.
I want a love that doesn't compromise. I want a love that hits between the eyes. I want a love like a sunrise to my dark. I wanna feel something deep inside. I wanna heal, don't wanna have to hide. I want it real, not just fantasize with my heart. Everybody's always saying to look over your shoulder. The grass is always greener, and I should do what I'm told. I'm gonna search, and when the night's done, even if it hurts, even when my fight's gone, I'm gonna wait for the right one. Oh, 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 I'm gonna wait for a love that grows old. I got it wrong one too many times. They play along, but never seem to mind. I knew the song, but never learned the lines. Oh no. Everybody's always saying to look over your shoulder. The grass is always greener, and I should do what I'm told. I'm gonna search when the night's done, even if it hurts, even when my fight's gone. I'm gonna wait for the right one. Oh, 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 I'm gonna wait for a love that grows.
me down. Loving it, how much more are we supposed to tolerate? Can you see there's more to me than my mistake? Sometimes I get this feeling makes me hesitate. I believe she won't take me somewhere I'm not supposed to be. You can't steal the things that God has given me. No more pain and no more shame and misery. You can't take me down. You can't take me down. You can't break me down. I can see that place of trouble, and I'm on the verge. For the love of everybody, I need something more. And I will start days of trouble in the hospital.
We love that. That is Michael Kuanaku.
Behind the wall.
Steve, been listening to your show on the BBC radio app down at Carros da Aguila, Costa del Sol. So hot, 38 today. Nearly all done, though. Back to Blighty on Saturday. Listen to you on Monday as usual. Chris and Claire from Cheshireman Bucks.
In the waters of Rio de Janeiro, success requires determination and speed.
Final of the men's 100 metres freestyle.
With a fluent, flowing technique,
Powerful, lifting up in the water, punching his arms forward.
explosive muscle strength,
There's a great battle at the front, 25 metres to go.
and a single-minded winner's instinct.
He's coming back! Is he coming back? Yes, it's gold again! The world record smashed to smithereens.
Rio 2016, the Olympic Games.
Magnificent!
The greatest show on earth starts this Friday across the BBC.
Thank you. That TV trail is brilliant as well.
88 to 91 FM.
422.
BBC Radio 2. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
We got two very important birthdays today. Happy birthday to President Obama. Round of applause for Mr. President. And I think also another very, very special birthday. Happy birthday to our producer colleague, Phil McGarvey. All right, Phil McGarvey from Scotland. He's listening right now. Fine producer. And I'm not quite sure how old he is. I don't really know. How old do you reckon?
I think he's about 36, isn't he? 36?
Yeah, that's quite young, isn't it, really? A very nice man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Mr. Phil McGarvey.
And Mr. President.
And Mr. President.
Sorry.
That's great, isn't it?
Happy birthday.
Supermarkets should concentrate their price promotions on healthy food, Janie, to assist in the battle against obesity, according to consumer group Which today. Analysis of 77,165 promotions across the major UK supermarkets found 53% of them were put on less healthy products. And I love, when I go abroad, be it America or Europe, I love looking around supermarkets. It's one of the things I love to do because I love comparing prices and I like new products and interesting products that you can buy elsewhere that you can't buy here. They all do the same trick. 2 for 1 is a bit of a trick as well, isn't it? Because you're getting less in the two.
Yeah, the
right?
kind of the bog off, the buy one and get another one.
Yeah.
But it's usually something you don't really want two of, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a lot of tricks that they do, but they're
not
trying to make
always, though. Hang on, not always. Sometimes you can. You have to shop around a bit, but you can get some bargains if you look closely.
Yeah.
But you're right, sometimes they're smaller, so you need to be careful. But not often. Bog-offs can be quite good.
I was watching that thing last night, I think it was on, or was it the night before, where those folk on BBC One, they're taking around supermarkets, see if they can get their food bills down. And
Oh, yeah. It's
great. And they buy generic stuff and they buy stuff at the cheaper supermarkets. And I think, £5,000 £100 a year or something they were saving?
I know, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It is, really.
Something. The problem is we get into habits, don't we? If you do that kind of weekly shop thing, or, you know, you get into a habit and you just go around the aisles and you pick up the same old stuff, and every now and then something that's on offer. So those kind of programmes are really interesting because they show you how you can get exactly the same food but maybe a slightly different brand.
Yeah, and they do that thing, don't they, where they ask them to test them and they can't tell the difference between the big brand and the...
Well, we did that with the kids for ages with tomato sauce because, of course, they're locked to their...
Oh, no. There should only be one brand of tomato sauce that we should use, and I'm not going to say the name of it, but everybody knows.
We all know what it is, but the really funny thing is we were incensed because we just happened to run out. We genuinely happened to run out of it. Because I don't have that at all, but the kids, are, you know, obviously love it. And we just happened to pick one up from a cheaper shop, a different brand.
Yeah.
So, of course, we gave it to them and then didn't notice any difference.
Really?
Until they saw the container. And then they were, like, incensed. Like, no way. So literally threw it in the bin.
Really?
So then we were incensed. Right, okay, right. We're going to catch you out here. So we got the original brand that we know everybody loves, and they say they'll only have.
Yeah.
And when the bottle was empty, we filled it up with the cheap stuff.
Oh,
and for a good 8 weeks, they didn't notice. And then when they did find out, they were absolutely furious.
Fish and chips disappearing from menus as demand for salad soars. You'll like that. Superstores wrapped over healthy grub. Similar story. And commuters face further chaos today after a second sinkhole opened in Forest Hill just weeks after a collapsed sewer under tracks caused days of delays. A disruption on London Overground, Thameslink and Southern Rail services is set to last until at least 6 p.m. this evening.
Fewer than a third of British people trust their neighbours enough to give them a spare key to their home. Do you know your next door neighbours? Do you know their name? Do you speak to them?
Not at the moment, no.
Well, 1 in 6 admitted they don't even know the names of the people who live next door to them. This study of 2,000 people found the North East was the most trusting part of the UK, with 42% saying they had no concerns about giving their neighbour a spare key. My neighbours haven't got a spare key, but some friends of ours who don't live a million miles away, they've got a spare key.
Sometimes you see it on EastEnders and Corrie, don't you, where they're just walking in each other's houses, but it doesn't happen so much anymore.
Well, you remember the days when everybody used to leave their back doors and their front doors open, don't you?
Surprisingly, Tim, when we lived in London, in New Cross, in South London, that's actually what we used to do. Doors left open all the time.
I remember it as well from early days as a kid in Swindon,
Yeah. Big show, Radio 2.
Go on ahead, I'll be with you soon enough. Go plant a garden, I'll be walking in the cool of the evening, in honeysuckle and willow trees. Tell them your story, tell them what you dreamed about. Say you were lost, then one day you were found, and someone brought you home again. What was her journey? Who were her people? What did she dream of? How come we know nothing when we say we know so much about everything? Step on a boat and go on a journey. May it take you to heaven and never bring you back again, so you no longer fear the boatman or the swell of the ocean.
Marky's on after 5, sitting in for Simon, with Chef Nigel Barton, who's cooking Goan-style dressed crab for Foodie Thursday. Smartly dressed. And then Bob Harris Country at 7, Joe Wiley at 8. The Radio 2 Art Show with Gemma Kearney. Sitting in for Jonathan Ross, joined by author Anne Sebe to the Radio 2 Book Club. Fact Not Fiction. She'll also be taking an eclectic look at the arts, including Caribbean island sounds. Plus, she'll be talking to actors from Jesus Christ Superstar, joining her straight off stage. After Midnight with Alex Lester. That'll be after midnight, and then it's Craig Charles. Yeah. Now, here's Orna.
Steve, thank you. The M8 in Glasgow, eastbound queues, junction 24 at Helen Street. It's all because of an accident. 3 cars were involved, just the one lane closed though. The A1M in North Yorkshire, northbound queues still there, junction 44 at Bramham. A caravan has jackknifed, so 2 lanes have been closed. The A64 York bypass is closed in both directions between York Outer Ring Road, the A1237 at Cotmanthorpe, and the A1036 at Askham because of an accident. The A1, this is still going on, Doncaster bypass, heading north, a closure earlier, and that was at Red House at junction 38. The queues are still there following this accident, backing up onto the M18 and the knock-on effect to junction 2 at the A1M. The M1 in West Yorkshire heading south, queues at Cargate. A rolling roadblock was set up at junction 41 to get rid of a broken-down vehicle. On Merseyside, the Knowsley Expressway is blocked on the southbound side. It's between the M62 at Tarbuck Island and Speke Road because of an accident. The M53, another accident, so that's on Merseyside as well, heading north, junction 2 at the Morden Spur with 1 lane closed. And then the M40 had a call from Joe, torrential downpours affecting you along the carriageway between 12 at Gaydon through to Warwick at junction 13. Absolutely horrible there. The M25 all clear again clockwise. It's all open from 13 to 14. That's where we had the earlier broken down lorry, but 3 out of the 5 lanes were closed. And the M5 queue still there northbound, junction 6 at Worcester. Queuing traffic backing up to junction 7. A lot of calls on that as well. I'll be back with more in 30 minutes.
Thank you, Orna Merchant.
Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Playing everywhere.
Like 7 inches from the midday sun. Well, I hear you whispering the words, melt everyone, but you stay so cool. My Mona Lisa, my Spanish Harlem Mona Lisa. You're my reason for reason, the step in my groove. That I get from you. You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart and make it real, or else forget about it. But I'll tell you one thing: if you would leave, it'd be a crying shame. In every breath and every word, I hear your name calling me out. Well, I'm from the barrio. You hear my rhythm on the radio, and you feel the turning of the world, so soft and slow, turning you round and around. And if you said this life ain't good enough, I would give my world to lift you up. I could change my life to better suit your mood, because you're so smooth. And it's just like the ocean under the moon. It's the same as the emotion that I get from you. You got the kind of loving that can be so smooth. Yeah. Give me your heart and make it real, or else forget about it.
Santana and Smooth. I love interviewing Carlos Santana. He's so kind of peaceful and zen-like. Recall in the spring, Tim Smith and I read out something about the amount of real friends that people have, and I think it came to about 3 or 4. We got talking about it, didn't we? Yeah. You said, I've got about 3 or 4 really good friends. The rest are just regular friends and or acquaintances.
Depends how you're judging it, doesn't it, I suppose? You're talking about friends you can ring up at any time, day or night, and talk about any problem you might have. They are true friends, friends you can trust.
Or that would come out if you've broken down, not emotionally, but in the car.
Yeah, and you know that I wouldn't do that if it was you.
Good. Experts say people have an average of 150 friends.
The first English ice cream recipe was published in 1718, and the tallest ice cream cone ever seen in this country was 9 feet tall.
Cows given names produce much more milk.
Factoids.
Jonas Blue, J.B. Cooper. Perfect Strangers.
Looking at me like you wanted to stay. When I saw you yesterday, I'm not wasting your time, I'm not playing no games. I see ya. Who knows the secret tomorrow will hold? We don't really need to know. 'Cause you're here with me now, I don't want you to go. You're here with me now, I don't want you to go. Maybe we're perfect strangers. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light mood changes. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason. Maybe we're perfect strangers. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light mood changes. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason why. Come on, come on, come over. Maybe we don't need no reason why. Come on, come on, come over. No one but you got me feeling this way. There's so much we can't explain. Maybe we're helping each other escape. I'm with ya. Who knows the secret tomorrow will hold? We don't really need to know. 'Cause you're here with me now, I don't want you to go. You're here with me now, I don't want you to go. Maybe we're perfect strangers. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light mood changes. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason. Maybe we're perfect strangers. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light mood changes. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason why. Come on, come on, come over. Maybe we don't need no reason why. Come on, come on, come over. Come on, come on, come over. Maybe we don't need no reason why.
Jonathan Price is with us. All the years that we've been doing this, I honestly and truly can say that you are amongst our very, very favourite guests of all time because...
I'm going to cry now.
Yeah, are you welling up?
I'm welling up. I'm choked.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
I think he's acting. Good acting, though.
He is good, though.
He is good.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
He's good. Jonathan Pryce is an internationally acclaimed award-winning actor on stage and screen, known for huge blockbusters like Evita, Tomorrow Never Dies, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, G.I. Joe films. One of Jonathan's most famous plays, Miss Saigon, is being shown in cinemas across the UK for one day only on October 16th. Now, Jonathan here created the role of the engineer in the original cast of Miss Saigon in 1989, which was his West End debut. He won an Olivier Award later that year and got a Tony in 1991 when the show transferred to Broadway. Now, the show was revived at the Prince Edward Theatre. I'll let you say something in a minute, Jonathan, don't worry. Prince Edward Theatre.
Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye, thanks for coming. In 2014, and Jonathan joined the cast on stage for the filming of the 25th anniversary gala performance. So now, this is going to be made available on the big screen. So, you go into that, some of the original cast, all of the original cast, what? How did it go?
For the After the Curtain, it was some of the original cast, yeah. Leah Salonga especially, me, Simon Bowman, and it was quite a moving event, really.
What was it like kind of reviving something that kind of not made you, but, you know, was significant in your life?
Every day I get up and I do the moves from the American Dream in my bedroom in front of the mirror.
Just to remind you.
Just to remind me, just to keep the memory going.
Yeah.
It was great. I'm sad they didn't give me a little more notice that we were going to be doing it. Otherwise, I'd have gone on a diet. It's rather a chunky engineer, you see, at that time. I've lost a bit of weight since, having seen myself on screen there. But it was wonderful. And it was actually... We talked about tearing up before. When we were doing it originally with Leah Salonga, whenever she would sing backstage, I would get a lump in my throat because her voice was so emotional and she was so young and what she was singing about was so touching. And 25 years later, I still get a lump in my throat when I see her sing. It's absolutely wonderful.
And he's brilliant.
Yeah.
So here we are. It's 1975. It's Saigon, Vietnam, the end of the Vietnam War. What is the story for anyone who's not seen it?
I can only tell you my bits. I didn't watch anything else I wasn't in.
Of course not.
It's the story.
Don't need to know any of that.
No, it's the kind of retelling of the Madame Butterfly stories. So it's American GI meets young local girl. They fall in love. He leaves and eventually goes back for her to find her and to find his son. And the engineer is someone who's trying to get out of Vietnam. He wants to live the American dream. Cue for a song. And he attaches himself to Kim, that's played by Leah. And yeah, it's whether he gets there or not.
And he is there as the engineer and also as a narrator. I mean, it's a narrating job.
You follow the story through him, yeah.
Now, they came down and filmed it. Now it's equivalent of a film, but it's a film of a stage show.
It's the new production that was on in London. And they filmed a performance, or maybe more than one performance, and they've gone back and they've enhanced it by doing close-ups. So it feels like a film.
Yeah.
You still get the audience responses, but it's not just a record of a stage show. It's enhanced.
Jonathan Pryce is with us, telling us about the 25th anniversary gala of Miss Saigon. Back with Jonathan in just a moment. Don't go away. Jonathan's here.
A crazy sound, a lonely sound, a cry that tells us love goes on and on. Played on a solo saxophone. It's telling me to hold you tight and dance like it's the
different line. Don't have to be cruel to be kind. You don't have to lose your mind. You don't wanna suffer for your art. You don't wanna vivisect your heart. And then if you're falling apart, you're probably trying too hard. In the dawning light, I found you breathless. But I won't deny I love you Don't wanna say what you don't mean. Just don't wanna paint a vivid scene. You hide in the wings with the lamp and cast the shadows on a screen. Don't wanna sing what you can't sing. Oh, that's quite a hard game to play. But I have fallen for your ways. In spite of myself, I don't want you to change. But in the dawning light, I found you breathless. But I won't deny I love you
Talking with Jonathan Price here about the 25th anniversary gala of Miss Saigon, but of course he's also a star of Game of Thrones. Now, what about the phenomenon of Game of Thrones then?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you must spend all of your life dressing up or dressing down.
Well, certainly dressing down. I've had and having a great time on Game. I never thought it would be as good as it is.
What's its secret? How come it's become this phenomenon, do you think?
I've never read the books, but they're hugely popular, and there's such great stories, but also there are so many different storylines, and it's like red buses. If you didn't like that storyline, there'd be another storyline along 2 minutes later, and there are things you can like about it and people in it you can hate about it. But it's also done incredibly well. When I turned up in Belfast last year for the first time, I was season 5. You would think the people involved would be quite jaded and quite cynical about it, and we've got this worldwide hit, but not at all. They work incredibly hard at making it and keeping it the best it can be, and I'm just full of admiration.
And is it hard work for you to do this?
No, there's not a lot to worry about. The production is incredibly good, and the character is very well written.
And you must get recognised an awful lot for
Well,
this
that's the downside of it. I don't want to insult the fans because they're wonderful and they love it, but I more than ever have to be aware of what I'm wearing when I leave home in the morning, and whether I look like you don't worry about this, Steve, do you?
No.
But whether I look like a dishevelled old tramp or not. But because you're going to get photographed.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And what about the making of it, comparing that to being in a play or making a Hollywood movie? Is it the same with episodic television?
It helps that I do so much theatre, and keeping a role bubbling in your mind and keeping a storyline going, so that when you come in to do your bits in a television and it's not necessarily made in order, you're equipped to be able to deal with that. But your actual work as an actor is the same. I mean, it's trying to find some kind of truth in the character and all that, and communicate it to people.
But you're flicking, to use a vernacular, from vibe to vibe, aren't you, in something which is out of sequence, mood to mood, and you have to be particularly adept, I would have thought, and on your game.
Yeah, but it also helps if the director is on the game because they've got the storyline in their head to guide you which way to go. But that aspect of it, I prefer theatre, where you can, you start the story at the beginning of the night and you end it.
Yeah. And I've never asked you this stuff before. How do you memorise all this stuff? And at a later date, do you remember dialogue from a year ago, or does it go completely?
Filming, it'll go immediately. And you film a scene and you'd break for lunch and you'd immediately forget it, and then they come to you and say, actually, we've got to do a pickup on that. And I cannot remember. I have to learn it all over again.
Really?
But theatre, it hopefully, please God, it stays with you. It gets harder the older you get.
Yeah.
And there are strange things that happen. When I did King Lear recently, you can remember the whole of that role, which is pretty big, but you will forget one word in a sentence. There was one night I knew a word was coming up that I couldn't think what this particular word was. I knew it was a P word or whatever, and I was doing the speech. Got to just this moment, turned to an actor upstage, and it was Ian, and I said to him, "What's the word?" And he told me the word. And I picked up and carried on. And then, of course, he worried that he said the right word.
Fucking everybody must have been terrified.
Yeah.
Let me just tell people you can buy tickets now to see Jonathan Pryce in the 25th anniversary gala performance of Miss Saigon in cinemas around the UK on the 16th of October. So getting early.
Crikey, you're well organised, aren't you?
Talk early to avoid disappointment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you might be all right. Jonathan Pryce.
Thank you,
Jonathan. See you next time. All right, Jonathan Pryce. Yes, sir.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want a perfect body. I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Radiohead and Creep. Cosmopolitan.co.uk says Orlando Bloom throws Twitter into meltdown after he's pictured paddleboarding naked on holiday. Independent.co.uk says Benedict Cumberbatch hints that Sherlock Series 4 could be the last. And AOL.co.uk, Amelia Fox joins Dawn French's new series, Delicious. Can you give a shout out to the York College exams team working hard, especially Jamie Lee, who loves singing along all day, every day? I think that's from Tilly. And Steve, yes. Loving the tunes. We're painting the kitchen. I'm doing the ceiling. Arms are killing me. Love Pete and Helen in Gateshead. Now, here's Orna.
Steve, thank you. The M8 in Glasgow. Eastbound queues, couple of things. 24 Helen Street on the eastbound side, an accident which has been moved to the hard shoulder, but one of the lanes was closed. It's caused queues. Another one, junction 26 to junction 25 at Cardonald. Again, it's on the eastbound side. It's a breakdown with one lane closed. The M6 in Staffordshire hasn't recovered after that earlier closure. Major problems there earlier where the lorry caught fire. 15 Stoke-on-Trent to junction 16 at Crewe. All lanes were opened apart from one, and that's because of the emergency repairs to the carriageway. The M5, long delays affecting you northbound. Junction 6 at Worcester. They're backing up actually from the junction 6 to junction 7 at Worcester. All lanes are open. The A1M in North Yorkshire. Northbound queues 44 Bramham to 45 Boston Spa. That's where a caravan jackknifed. 2 lanes have been closed, and so we've got long delays there. The M27 in Hampshire. Westbound queues at Rownham Services. 2 lanes have been closed to clear an accident. At the A40 Oxford Street in London. The West End of London. Both directions closed around James Street. Number for your updates 03700 100 200.
There you go.
Martin Freeman stars as legendary footballer Bobby Moore.
We won the World Cup on the best appeal of all time. I believe that old Bakramov was convinced by Roger's reaction.
As BBC Radio 2 retells the story of the summer of '66 with the untold stories from those who were there.
They were absolutely terrified that the trophy was not to be stolen again and that I was to switch it.
And a soundtrack of live music.
I never cry when we get beat, but I like people to be happy, and you couldn't give anybody more happiness than to win the World Cup.
World Cup 66 live.
Watch now at the Radio 2 website.
It's Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Blow. You're gonna need somebody to know you. You're gonna need somebody's love to fall into. Go and get yourself lost, like you always do. Sail into the blue, with nobody next to you. Oh, but when you wanna get yourself found, maybe no one around. You sink without a sound. You know it's true. Oh, when the winds they blow, you're gonna need somebody to know you. You're gonna need somebody's love to fall into. Oh, when the leaves they fall, you're gonna need somebody to call you. You're gonna need somebody's arms to crawl into. What you say is true. You ain't no fool, you ain't no liar. You're never gonna get yourself burned if you don't start on fire. With no fire there's no light. With no light you'll never see all the colors in the world and all the love that's inside me. When the winds they blow, you're gonna need somebody to know you. You're gonna need somebody's love to fall into. Oh, when the leaves they fall, you're gonna need somebody to call you. You're gonna need somebody's arms to crawl into. Oh, to crawl into.
smashing voice, isn't he? Hope he's not hurting his throat.
When the winds they blow,
He's straining a bit there. It's just straining a bit there, isn't he? Oh, we got to go now. Sorry. We out of here. That's Passenger, Somebody's Love. Mark Goodyear after the 5 o'clock news, cooking up some dressed crab. Now, tomorrow with us, got movie star Will Smith and serious jock in No G, and we're going for gold, yes, with a couple of Brazilian dance hits. Good evening.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Adam Porter. The Chancellor has welcomed the Bank of England's decision to cut interest rates to a new record low. Police say the man who carried out last night's knife attack in central London had mental health issues. And archaeologists have found further evidence of an ancient royal palace at Tintagel in Cornwall. The Bank of England is cutting interest rates for the first time in 7 years to a record low of 0.25%. The bank has also announced it's pumping an additional £60 billion into the economy because of signs of a slowdown after the vote to leave the EU. The bank's governor, Mark Carney, said it was likely rates will be cut closer to zero in the next few months.
If the incoming data prove broadly consistent with the August inflation report forecast, a majority of MPC members would anticipate a further cut in bank rate to its effective lower bound at one of the MPC's forthcoming meetings during the course of this year.
The Chancellor, Philip Hammond, welcomed the bank's intervention and said it was right to support the economy following the referendum. Mr Hammond didn't rule out announcing more measures in his autumn statement.
The Governor's made clear that he still has monetary policy tools available to him to provide further support to the economy if necessary. And as we approach the autumn statement, of course, we'll consider whether there is any need for a fiscal response.
Scotland Yard say they found no evidence that a man arrested in connection with last night's knife attack in central London, which left one American woman dead, had been radicalised. 5 other people were injured in the attack in Russell Square. 2 are still in hospital. A 19-year-old Norwegian citizen of Somali origin is in custody. Assistant Commissioner Mark Rowley from the Metropolitan Police said mental health issues appear to be behind what he called a spontaneous attack.
This is built on 5 strands of work where we've made urgent progress. These include interviewing the suspect, speaking with his family, witness accounts, address searches, and a full intelligence review by ourselves and the security service. I emphasise that so far we have found no evidence of radicalisation that would suggest that the man in our custody is in any way motivated by terrorism.
Israel has charged the head of a major international children's charity in Gaza with diverting millions of pounds of foreign funding to the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas and its military wing. The charity World Vision said it had no reason to believe the allegations were true. A lorry driver who was reading a text message just seconds before he crashed, killing an off-duty policewoman, has been found guilty of causing death by dangerous driving. Danny Warby, who's 28 and from Kings Lynn, hit Sharon Garrett's car in Cambridgeshire 2 years ago. He'll be sentenced next month. Louise Hubble was in court.
There were gasps from the public gallery, but Danny Warby showed no emotion as the jury found him guilty of causing death by dangerous driving. Cambridgeshire police officer Sharon Garrett was on her way home from work when the highway maintenance lorry Warby was driving crossed into the path of her car. He had opened a text message a minute before. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The judge told Warby it was a very serious offence with hugely tragic consequences.
A new study suggests that the historical dominance of men in the workplace may in part be due to their ability to reconcile with their enemies after conflict. Researchers looked at same-sex sporting events and found men spent longer talking, touching and embracing their opponents after competition than women did. More details from our science correspondent, Matt McGrath.
Researchers have long been puzzled by the abilities of bickering male chimpanzees to put aside their differences and cooperate in struggles for territory with other groups. To find out if humans had similar traits, the team looked at high-level sports including tennis and boxing. They found that after these contests, men spend significantly longer touching and embracing their opponents than women did. The researchers say that this ability to rapidly switch from highly competitive to highly cooperative has helped men advance in the workplace to the detriment of women.
Archaeologists say they found further evidence of a royal residence dating back more than 1,000 years at Tintagel in Cornwall. They say the site dates to between 410 and 700 AD, the early medieval period that used to be called the Dark Ages. Wyn Scott from English Heritage said the discoveries showed the wealth the area once enjoyed.
What we're finding is exotic pottery and glass, stuff that's come from the Mediterranean, really high status stuff that contained wine and olive oil. And there are beautiful dishes that were made in Western Turkey that were for sort of high-status tableware.
In the city, the 100 share index closed up 106 points at 6,740. And the weather forecast, showers will ease through the evening to leave a dry night for most places. Chilly in the north, but mild in the south. BBC News, it's 5:05.
Cheers, Adam. Thank you, Steve. Hello, it's Mark in for Simon at Radio 2 Drive Time.
Ready, Steve? Andy? Yeah. Mick? Okay. All right, fellas. Let's go! Oh, it's been getting so hard living with the things you do to me. My things are getting so strange. I like to tell you everything I see. Oh, I see a man at the back. As a matter of fact, his eyes are as red as the sun. And the girl in the corner, let no one ignore her, 'cause she thinks she's the passionate one. Oh, yeah, it's like lightning. Everybody was fighting. And the music